does life end for you when it comes to quality when you're over 50 or not? What does it mean for you when it comes to your health? That question has been playing on my mind for a while now. And yesterday, when I was reading a post from a friend on Facebook, it was actually addressed like, okay, when we were 25, we were in the prime of our lives, and now we're double that age. And so other people, young ones out there, are now in the prime of their life. And so what basically is our role? And I loved it, and it actually confirmed what I had been thinking about us providing them with wisdom and experience. Let's face it, up till 25, you still have to develop your brains fully in order to be able to process what's going on, being completely empathetic towards other people. And well, just watching Billy Idol now, which was the result of recording a video clip with Lavero for a Christmas song. I'm not going to say too much about it. I got in the mood of Christmas tunes, and well, Billy Idol has an entire album with Christmas songs. So yesterday I browsed through the library and I realized that he actually had a new EP out. So that was kind of cool. Now, for those who don't know it, and I don't think many of you do, I am one of those people from the MTV generation. And so I grew up with those video clips. It was when we had satellite television for the first time. And I remember the Hour of Power, if I say it correctly, with Mick Wall and the Monsters of Rock. I don't know what they were called. But anyway, bands like Billy Idol and Def Leppard and Kiss were fully featured on there. And what struck me, like, I don't know, a decade ago or less, was when I saw Billy Idol live, was how good he was looking. I mean, he was in prime shape. I can't say anything else. And later on, when I went to one of Brandenburg Chart's convention, Tony Horton was on stage, and he actually told us that he had been, or maybe he still is, I don't know, the personal trainer for Billy Idol, getting him in this shape. So that explained a lot, I have to say. But he shared that the song that's out now, Bitter Taste, is about his motorcycle accident from 31 years ago. And, you know, browsing on YouTube and all that stuff, I read about that motorcycle accident and how he actually, not sure, but they say he was paralyzed from the waist down. And what he says about it is that he almost lost his leg, so they only showed him from the waist up in the video. And it got me to think, because it's been almost a week that I've got my brace now, finally. And that means that for a week now, I've stopped using my crutches altogether and tried walking with the brace on. So, of course, I've already been walking without it. But, you know, it's the little changes I'm making. Both walking, but also standing for a longer period of time, not leaning into stuff or against stuff in order to keep my balance. So it's still a little weird because I'm still like what I call an aeroplane, trying to get my balance. But I can tell that things are improving now. I've got the brace because things are normalizing again, as my physical therapist said today, and he's right about it. So back to his motorcycle accident, I got to wonder, he must have been like 34 years old when he had it. And apparently he was in hospital or in rehab for 6 months. I don't know, but I do know that for me it's been an ongoing process for 7 years now. Of course, last summer, and I don't mean summer this year, but the year before, I started to make improvements, and because of Corona, I couldn't really get on with the schedule I had planned. But this summer, before June, I actually could see so much improvement. And then when I twisted my knee, I was back to fully using crutches again. And for a little while, I felt like I had a really huge setback, and it wasn't until this October that I finally got to realize how much progress I was making. And I'm recording these videos from me boxing every now and then, or I ask people to record them for me. And it's so funny because I can actually see the difference between, I don't know, a couple of months or half a year ago when I started doing it, and just recently my speed has improved, but especially my stamina is so much better. I mean, I would be out of breath like pretty quickly. And now I just say to the physical therapist, just let me go on until I'm getting tired. And so she does. I've got two, husband and wife, by the way. And well, so she's adding stuff now. She's been adding the squats, and now we're adding going from the left leg to the right leg and back again. And of course, there's still a little worry on my side, because I'm a little worried that my right knee might cave in, just like my left knee did earlier this summer. And that would be kind of problematic, because I drive the car using the right leg. So that's why I'm a little... But anyway, I've been doing stability exercises for a couple of years now. And the boxing since, I don't know, half a year, maybe a little longer, not sure. And it's so cool to see me getting back to where I want to be. So I noticed that Billy Idol is going to be performing in Europe as well, and not only in the US. And I was like, oh, and it really brought me back to seeing him in Paradiso, that's in Amsterdam. Really, really great venue. It's like this church, and it's got this immense vibe. And I also, and I remember being front row, and that was prior to me not being able to stand on 2 feet anymore. And I remember how I had this blast. The music was great. I guess people noticed it. The bass player, Steve, he saw it too. And I could see the fun he had because I had so much fun. And yeah, and I remember in 2014 I went to the one who, well, we call him a sports doctor, I guess. And I showed him this video from the lane. And I said, okay, watch this. Do you see what happens? And there are all these members of the lane were jumping on stage. And I said, do you see front row there behind me, next to me? They are jumping too. And that's what I want to be able to do too. So after the video shoot from Vero, I brought her back home. And we were walking outside, and well, at some point I realized I was walking out there without my crutches, and I'd never done that before at that location. So she recorded this video, and I couldn't resist jumping in the air. And you know, just before it happened, I was actually doing something called insanity. And that was also quite a stretch for me. And I was kind of proud that I did so, because I've been having problems with my knees from 14 years old or something. So I haven't been able to run and jump for ages. And I've gotten used to it, you know. I got to do fitness training and slowly got to do aerobics using braces and stuff. And I have to admit, I love doing step lessons. Yeah, of course, I would twist my ankle almost every lesson. And I would like be, and then 10 minutes later, I would be going on again. And it's weird that that's not possible anymore. Anyway, it's good to, you know, when I was finally witnessing progress back in 2014. Of course, it had been building up for a long time, having become a fitness instructor and later a medical fitness instructor. But now, being able to do, I believe they're called diamond jumps, that was kind of cool. And then it was over and done with all of a sudden. And I have to admit it was kind of frustrating because it was at the expense of my freedom. But even more frustrating was how long it took until people believed me and finally wanted to do something about it. So when I twisted my knee this summer, that's when I was confronted with my age. Now, the good thing is that I don't know if it's because of it or despite it, I am continuing with my progress. It feels good to be able to work on it, and people can actually tell, they can see it. So I'm kind of proud of it. But it makes me wonder about why can people have like traffic accidents and come out of it, you know, badly damaged. And then still, and at some point they're walking again and doing it all again. And I'm like, okay, I only twisted my ankle on a brick and then it stopped. Of course, I do have something else. It's called hypermobility EDS. And I guess they don't have it. And that probably makes all the difference. But it's good to have a positive outlook on life, to see people who are in their 60s and they basically rock it. So I guess when it comes to it, you can do it too.